A few days ago, I was sitting quietly in my office when I received a letter that stayed with me longer than most. It was from a man who had just retired at 67. He had spent over 40 years working for the same company, same routine, same responsibility, same identity. But his letter wasn't about money or benefits. It was about something deeper. He wrote that after retirement, he felt empty, lost, as if he no longer knew who he was or what he was supposed to do with his days. That letter made me pause. I'm 94 years old now, and I still wake up every morning with purpose. I still enjoy working. I still feel curious about tomorrow. I know that's not common, and I know most people look forward to retirement their whole lives, but what many don't realize is that retirement doesn't just end work. It often takes your identity with it. For decades, your life revolves around your job. Your routine gives structure to your day. Your title gives you status. Your paycheck gives validation. People ask, what do you do? And your answer explains who you are. Then one day, that question disappears. The routine is gone, the role is gone, and suddenly you're left with endless time and no clear direction. For many people, that silence is frightening. Retirement is often described as freedom, but freedom without purpose can feel overwhelming. You wake up without urgency, no deadlines, no responsibilities pulling you forward. And if you haven't prepared mentally, that freedom can quickly turn into confusion and anxiety. That's why I want to share the lessons I've learned over nearly a century of living, watching people age, retire, succeed, and sometimes deeply regret how they spent these years. These are not lessons from textbooks. They're lessons from real life, and they can help you turn retirement into the most meaningful chapter you'll ever live. Let's start with the first and most misunderstood truth. Lesson 1. You need less money than you think. Most people spend their entire working life worried about one thing, not having enough money in retirement. That fear shapes their decisions, their stress levels, and sometimes even their happiness. But here's what I've observed again and again. People usually need far less than they imagine. When you're working, your expenses are inflated. Daily commuting, professional clothing, eating out because you're tired, convening. Ends purchases made under stress. All of that quietly disappears when work ends. Once retired, life slows down. You cook more at home. You drive less. You spend less trying to impress others. Many retirees see their expenses drop by 30 to 40% without even trying. And if you've managed to pay off your home by the time you retire, the difference is life-changing. Housing is usually the bigs. Expense people have. Remove that, and suddenly financial pressure eases dramatically. Now, let me be clear. Savings matter. Planning matters. You shouldn't retire unprepared, but chasing an unrealistic number out of fear often creates more stress than security. I've seen people retire with modest savings and live peaceful, joyful lives. They travel wisely, enjoy time with family, and sleep well. I've also seen people retire with millions and remain constantly anxious, afraid of every market movement, afraid of losing what they already have. Money alone doesn't bring peace of mind. Understanding your needs and living within them does. Retirement isn't about how much you've accumulated. It's about how calmly you can live with what you have, and that understanding that you probably need less than you think is the foundation of a happy retirement. If there's one thing I wish more people understood before retiring, it's this. Money alone cannot protect your happiness. After work ends, two things become far more important than your bank balance: your health and your relationships. Without them, even the most comfortable retirement can feel empty. Let's start with something many people ignore until it's too late. Lesson 2. Treat your health as your most valuable asset. When you're young, your body is incredibly forgiving. You can skip sleep, eat poorly, avoid exercise, and still feel fine the next morning. But as the years pass, that forgiveness disappears. Every bad habit quietly collects interest, and eventually the bill arrives. I've watched countless people work hard their entire lives, carefully saving for retirement, only to reach it with failing health. They finally have time but no energy. They have money but constant pain. The trips they plan remain only ideas. The hobbies they dreamed of feel physically impossible. That's a heartbreaking situation, and one that is often preventable. Good health doesn't require extreme routines. You don't, and e.d. to run marathons or follow complicated diets. What matters is consistency, a daily walk, simple balanced meals, regular sleep, listening to your body instead of ignoring warning signs. Walking for just 30 minutes a day can change everything. It keeps your joints moving, your heart strong, and your mind clear. Proper sleep repairs your body more effectively than most medicines. Regular Che. Cups catch small problems before they become life-altering ones. In retirement, your goal isn't to be young again. It's to stay independent, comfortable, and capable of enjoying your days. And no amount of money can replace that. Your health is the foundation on which every retirement dream stands. Protect it early, and it will reward you later. Lesson 3, keep your mind curious and alive. Just as the body weakens without movement, the mind fades without challenge. One of the quiet dangers of retirement is mental stagnation. Many retirees slowly stop learning. They read less, they think less, their days become predictable. Television replaces curiosity, and without realizing it, their world begins to shrink. I've made learning a daily habit my entire life. I read newspapers, books, and ideas that challenge my thinking. Even now, I still learn something new almost every day. That habit keeps me mentally active and connected to the world. Retirement should be the beginning of learning without pressure. Learn because you want to, not because you have to. Take a class. Study a subject you always found interesting. Learn a language, a skill, or even a new technology. Reading is one of the simplest and most powerful tools you have, not just for entertainment, but for growth. Books stretch your perspective. They keep your mind flexible and sharp. The moment curiosity dies, aging accelerates. Stay curious and you stay engaged with life. Lesson 4, invest in people, not possessions. For much of adulthood, it's easy to believe that success is measured by achievement, income, and material progress. But with age, priorities shift. What once seemed important begins to lose its shine. The truth is, relationships matter far more than possessions, especially in retirement. I spent many years focused intensely on work. That focus brought success, but it also meant missing moments with people I cared about. As time passes, you realize how valuable those moments truly were. In retirement, relationships become the heart of daily life. Your spouse or partner, your children, your grandchildren, friends who have walked alongside you through decades. These connections need time and attention. They deepen through conversation, presence, and shared experiences. A simple meal together, a long talk, showing up when it matters. Material things offer short-term pleasure. Relationships offer lasting fulfillment. If you want your retirement to feel rich, invest in the people around you. Call them, visit them, listen to them. These bonds become your emotional support system and your greatest source of joy. When life slows down, people are what remain. By the time most people retire, they realize that life after work is more complicated than they imagine. Money alone does not guarantee happiness. Health is essential, and relationships are vital. But even with these in place, retirement can feel aimless unless you find purpose. Without it, time stretches endlessly, and days lose meaning. That's why I want to share some of the lessons that have helped me and countless others approach this stage of life with confidence and fulfillment. Lesson 5, find meaning beyond work. For decades, work defines who we are. It gives structure, identity, and a reason to wake up each day. Then, suddenly, that structure disappears. Many retirees struggle with this. They feel lost, wandering without a sense of contribution. That emptiness is often more daunting than any financial concern. Purpose doesn't have to be grand. It can be quiet and personal. Spending time with grandchildren, volunteering for a local charity, teaching skills or mentoring younger people, exploring a long-held passion, painting, writing, woodworking, or travel. Anything that gives your day direction and your life meaning. Without purpose, retirement becomes a waiting room. With purpose, it becomes an opportunity, the chance to invest your time in something that matters deeply to you. Ask yourself, What makes my life feel meaningful? What would make me excited to get out of bed? Once you identify it, commit to it. Pour energy into it. Protect that time fiercely. That is how you make your retirement vibrant. Lesson 6, giving back enriches your life. One of the greatest lessons I've learned is that happiness multiplies when shared. Giving back is not only an act of generosity, it is a SORK, E of purpose. I've pledged to give away almost all of my wealth over my lifetime. Some people ask why I don't leave it to my children. The answer is simple. They don't need it, and there are people who need it far more. True fulfillment comes from contribution, not accumulation. You don't need billions to make a difference. Volunteer your time. Offer mentorship. Support causes that resonate with why. Help someone in your community who could use guidance or care. Every act of generosity enriches the giver as much as the receiver. In retirement, when work no longer defines your value, these acts of service become the measure of your legacy. Giving back restores balance. It connects you to the world, keeps you engaged, and strengthens relationships. It reminds you that you still have something unique to offer. Lesson 7, don't let fear dictate decisions. Fear is one of the quietest yet most dangerous forces in retirement. Fear of running out of money, fear of the stock market, fear of making the wrong choice. Fear can make you avoid opportunities, hoard resources unnecessarily, and even shrink your life. I've seen people so worried about losing money that they refuse to invest. Over decades, inflation quietly erodes their savings, and they end up financially weaker than those who managed risk wisely. Caution is important, prudence is wise, but paralysis is not. A well-planned, diversified approach to money allows you to face uncertainty without panic. Living within your means provides flexibility, confidence, and freedom. Fear-driven decisions shrink your world. Courage, the courage to act wisely, to invest in relationships, to pursue purpose, expands it. Fear should inform your decisions, not control them. Lesson 8, experiences matter more than possessions. As people grow older, it becomes clear that the experiences you accumulate, not the things, define a life well lived. Trips with loved ones, late-night conversations, learning a skill you always admired. The see moments stay with you long after money and material goods have faded into memory. Money is a tool, but it is not the reward. Retirement is the perfect time to use your resources wisely, creating experiences that matter and building stories that last. These moments are the real wealth of life. As we move deeper into retirement, there are lessons that become harder to ignore. Time begins to feel more precious. Opportunities to make a difference seem shorter, and you begin to see clearly what matters most. At this stage, two truths become central: the impermanence of material wealth and the importance of focusing on the present. Lesson 9, you can't take it with you. I've spent a lifetime building businesses, making investments, and saving diligently. I've accumulated wealth and seen it grow. But here's a simple truth. When I die, none of it goes with me. Every penny stays behind. The house, the stocks, the accounts, none of it matters to the person lying on the bed. Many people live as if money itself is the ultimate goal, yet in the end, it's merely a tool. What counts is how you use it to enjoy life, support loved ones, and make a positive impact. Experiences, memories, and relationships are the real inheritance you leave behind. Spend wisely. Enjoy generously. Invest in things that bring joy and fulfillment, not just security. Buy the trip. Support a cause you believe in. Give a gift that matters. When you live like this, retirement becomes rich in ways no bank account can quantify. Lesson 10, make peace with the past. Focus on now. Regret is one of the heaviest as people carry into retirement. Past mistakes, opportunities missed, words left unsaid, they all pile up and weigh you down. But here's the truth. The past is unchangeable. You cannot rewrite it. You can only accept it. Acknowledging mistakes and learning from them is valuable. Holding on to anger, guilt, or resentment is not. These feelings steal your energy and your joy. Forgive yourself. Forgive others. Let go of what cannot be fixed. The present moment is all you truly own. Every day offers choices. Every conversation, every act of kindness, every small effort counts. Focus on what you can do today to make your life and the lives of those around you. Better gratitude for each morning, each breath, and each interaction transforms your perspective. When you fully live in the present, retirement is no longer a waiting room. It becomes a time of discovery, connection, and fulfillment. Lesson 11, legacy is defined by your actions, not your wealth. While you cannot take material things with you, you can leave a legacy of impact. That legacy is built through kindness, generosity, and attention to people. It's in the relationships you nurture, the wisdom you pass on, the values you instill, and the positive influence you have on the world. Money and possessions fade, but the influence you have on others endures. Your grandchildren may remember a conversation, a lesson, or a simple gesture more than any inheritance. Friends and family remember how you made them feel, not the gifts you left behind. In retirement, this awareness shifts your focus. You begin to invest in actions that have lasting meaning, rather than accumulating things that cannot follow you. Lesson 12, every day is a gift. When life slows down, each moment becomes more noticeable. Small acts, simple routines, quiet mornings, conversations over coffee, they are precious. Retirement provides the gift of time, but only if you use it intentionally. Take walks, notice nature, laugh more, listen more, learn something new, reach out to people, contribute to causes that matter, celebrate the ordinary. The richness of life is in these seemingly small moments, and they accumulate to form a life well lived. The key is presence, being here now, fully, without regret or fear. Life does not need to be complicated to be meaningful. The more you focus on now, the more your days become full and your retirement becomes vibrant.